Hi there! Today I'm going to show you how to have AI replies emails automatically for you, how to train AI automatically so it responds more and more the way you do, and finally, a couple of automation tricks to reach inbox zero in a month. Follow along the journey of an automation expert, build an autoresponder, and reach inbox zero. So I'm going to send myself a test email from my personal email address to the corporate one. There you go, there it is. So here it is. I'm going to leave this and read. I'm going to grab some water, and when I'm back, the automation should have created a draft email for me to review and be ready to send. There we go. Let's see. Awesome. It replied with mentioning the original request, and he's bringing even the link to book a time with us. This is just missing my signature. That's it. Send. Hi there, I'm Andres from Connex. We are an automations and integrations agency, so we can help companies like yours integrate and automate your workflows. Do you have an automation idea or integration need? Look for the link in the description below to book a free discovery call with us. Okay, now I'm going to show you the many versions for the autoresponder I'm building, from the most basic to the most advanced one. Let's start with the most basic. By the way, this is built entirely in Zapier. If you're new to Zapier, leave a comment in the section below and I will send you a tutorial to getting started on Zapier. Basically, the first version of this Zap starts with a new email in my Gmail inbox. And by the way, this can be built using Outlook as well. Basically, every time I receive a new email, I will send this to ChatGPT, and I'm using the conversation with assistant. You can use either conversation or conversation with assistant. I'm going to, but in any case, I'm sending this to ChatGPT and getting a reply back. And then I'm using the create draft reply for Gmail to store that reply back. So a human, that's me, is going to check the reply before sending it to the client, customer, or a partner. The setup for the new email, I monitor the inbox labeled email, so not to confuse AI and use the send, the chat, or the important one. I'm using inbox. You can select the label you want to use this for. That's pretty neat about this automation. Then I'm using conversation with assistant, and this is how it looks like. So basically I have the message, reply to this email. It's worth adding this subject as well. Sometimes there is information in the subject, and to doing so I'm going to type subject, then hit this plus button to bring the subject from step 1. Body as well, and sometimes it's even important to have the sender, so the from email. There you go. I use the inbox zero assistant. This is the message I'm sending to AI. In this case, ChatGPT. You could be using Claude as well. Claude is awesome for this kind of tasks as well. And one important thing is I'm including the thread ID here as the conversation ID. So ChatGPT can keep track of previous messages I already sent. That usually improves the replies I'm getting back. In this case, I'm giving these instructions. Just give the body of the email without any comments or subject lines, and that's it. Then for this create draft reply on Gmail, this is how the configuration looks like. So for having this reply handy and attached to the original message, you need to include the thread, and that's the thread ID. So every email in Gmail comes with a thread. In Outlook, it's called conversation. And to find that, you just need to click the plus button and type in thread here, clicking the thread ID coming from step 1. Then I leave everything else as it is, and in the body I'm including the full response from ChatGPT. The simplest version of this Zap would make use of conversation from ChatGPT, and that's it. However, one advanced step you can take is to use conversation with assistant, and the difference is that you can create assistants in OpenAI that look like this. This is where you create new assistants, because here you can give special instructions on how to reply with, maybe you have templated replies. You can add everything here as a PDF and use this file search option, as many PDFs as you want, containing information about your services, products, templated emails, templated responses, so on and so forth. This helps not having to put a lot of effort building the prompt and expanding this prompt every time. Let's move to the second iteration of this Zap. Now, I've noticed that the previous Zap was replying everything in my inbox. So even newsletters, Uber notifications, transactional emails. So I've put in the middle a filter condition. And here you can add as many filters as you want. For example, in this case, I don't want emails labeled promotions from Gmail. And I can add something else, like I don't want to auto-reply messages coming from my team. So what I can do is hit from email here, choose condition, text does not end with, and you can type in here your company's domain. Okay, following that idea of filtering emails, this is the next step. I'm filtering more, but then at some point, this list of filters started to be too long. So I started to use a database from emails, labels, or subject lines I wanted to filter. And this is how it looks like. So I have the type of filter on one side and the content on the other. So I have emails from my team or from partner emails or from services, as well as subject lines and other labels. And then I'm applying all the filtering in this one step. And that means that I only need to update from time to time this database, and this will filter automatically new incoming emails. A very cool hack about this is that I don't even jump in here to manually add new rows, but I have an automation that from Gmail will update this database automatically. So let me see if I can find that Zap by clicking in linked asset to this database. And this is the one I'm looking for. So whenever I label, so in Gmail, there is a place here where I can add this from filter. And what the automation is going to do here is whenever I apply a label to an email, that will create a record in the filters table I just show you, and then we'll remove that label from the email. This is super handy because I get a visual confirmation that the automation actually ran. So far so good. I was satisfied already with the quality of replies I got from this automation, but then I found often repeating myself when tweaking emails. So I thought, well, how I could update ChatGPT to repeat more and more like me. And one option could be to update this assistant from Zapier, uploading new files, for example, but that Zap wasn't easy to build or straightforward. That's when I remember of an awesome tool from Zapier, which is chatbots. Chatbots started as a standalone app on Zapier, but now, while still in beta, they have an action to generate replies in Zapier. So people can not only access chatbots from the interface, but they can query chatbots using actions in Zapier. Now, what's the magic of chatbots? The magic is not only one, but there are many. First, you can have a free chatbot account on Zapier. Second, you can build custom instruction for your chatbot, giving context, audience, data source, and many other things, as well as selecting the AI model you want to use this. So chatbots needs an OpenAI or Claude or AI account to work with. But here is another interesting thing. I switched ChatGPT with the chatbot action, and this whole Zap won't use tasks from or credits from Zapier. So this entire Zap is almost free. The only step that Zapier charged me is this Gmail action. Well, actually chatbots, they charge you for that, but I wouldn't be surprised if Zapier drops that, as they did with Zapier tables, Filter by Zapier, and many other apps by Zapier. Going back to chatbots, the last but very important thing about is knowledge. In knowledge, you can instruct the chatbot to be trained on many sources of knowledge. For instance, you can train them on your website, you can train it with files, PDF files, and you can train it with tables. So for this specific bot, I added a page on my website to be trained on, specifically for our services. And then I created this second database with FAQs, questions, keywords, and answers. And that may spark a light. If you are an automation expert like me, you know Zapier tables are automatable as well. So I don't ever jump into this table to update that, but I have a very last Zap that I'm going to show that update this table automatically. How that looks like? Well, it's pretty simple. I have every new email that it's sent. So this is how the configuration looks like. Every Gmail new email that is found in the sent mailbox is going to go through these filters. So basically this says filter all those new threads or new messages I'm sending to people. Consider only responses I'm sending to emails I receive. I then use ChatGPT in this case to extract structured data, and that means I want the email, the original email and the reply I sent back in the question and answer format. Let me show you this in more detail. This is how it looks like. So the setup is ChatGPT app, extract structured data. I give the unstructured text as the input. I selected the model, and then this is the description. So this is an email exchange with a client or partner, and I need that to split it in question and answer. And the values to extract are client request and my reply. Then I give a little bit more of context of what client request is and what my reply is. And then Zapier just creates a new record in the knowledge source database with this extracted data. The result, I have to be completely transparent and honest, have been outstanding. They are not perfect, but AI is improving time over time. So at the beginning, I got something like 30 of emails were good enough to be sent almost as they were. And now I'm at the point of almost 60, almost 70% of emails processed are good enough for me to send right away or with very minor adjustments. Let me know what you thought about this. What would you change? What would you use it for? I find it very useful, especially for departments like customer support or sales or marketing. And for those companies that have set list of products or services, and questions often are pretty similar among customers or clients. Say, for example, an e-commerce or home reparation services. Let me know what you thought. I hear you in the comments. And of course, if you need help implementing this, feel free to reach out using the link in the description below. Cheers!